Hello, this is Tom Clapp with a special report for SRS listeners. Hopefully you've been watching the metals movement. Gold today on the 16th of November 2021 is back to 1875. So now it's up for the year after going down as much as 6% during the year. We're seeing gold roar back. And the major thing that we have seen and are seeing is the central banks have started purchasing again. We've all talked about many times the Basel III Act out of Basel, Switzerland. A few years it started back in June, where central banks could buy gold and count on their balance sheets at full market value. Not like anything else. If you're a world bank, you can either have gold or U.S. Treasuries or whatever and get 100% count of the value of that. So let's put gold way up now as far as money. It's the next step before, my opinion, gold becomes money. Will it be the Chinese? Most likely we'll have some kind of Chinese currency out in the year 2022, or at least that is the thought. Even without that, the way things are growing and the wholesalers are having trouble with inventory, I look for a 1940 to 1950 per ounce price during the first quarter of 2022. I think it's almost a certainty, and when it breaks through that, is then we think it'll take out 2000 probably in the second quarter of next year, and a lot of it will have to do with what's going on in the election or the pre-election leading up to the November election in 2022, the midterm elections for the seat, for the control of the Senate and the House of the U.S. Representatives. So we're going to watch that. The other thing to continue on gold, before I go to other subjects, is that we're seeing that gold is getting harder to get. We saw the premiums come back down a little bit, but now over the last 2 weeks, we've seen them back up where we're having to charge 4% over spot for 1 ounce gold bars, which got down to 3.25 before the recent jump back up. But that is a thing because remember, 2.5% is our commission. So the rest of it's the premium, how much we have to pay our suppliers for that. So right now, I love that. The gold, I like the 1 ounce LBMA, London Bullion Market Association bars, and those are several different labels like Valcambi and Argor and Asahi, a big refinery out of Japan. So all those are the ones that we recommend, plus Credit Suisse and Suisse, Pamp Suisse. So those are the LBMA, and that's what I'm sticking with. Certainly we have all kinds of coins. If you like coins, don't mind paying a little higher premium, usually about as much as 1%. U.S. Eagles, it's even more than that. But to me, personally, what I own are 1 ounce and 10 ounce gold bars that are LBMA brands. So we like that. And we move down to silver. We've had a lot of emails in the last month asking about silver and what do I think? Well, I think it get 25 this year. And as I film this right now, it's 25.20. So it has surpassed 20. And the ratio between gold and silver is now 74-1. Just think a year and a half ago when COVID started, it was 123. Gold was 123 times more valuable than silver. Now it's all the way down to 74. But we've seen gold on a rampage up until recently when it slowed down, and silver started moving from the 22s up to over 25 where it is now. And we're starting once again because the price of silver's up and we're paying a fixed amount over on silver coins, then the premium's actually coming down. So that's a good news, even though we're still paying the same amount per ounce over spot to buy it, because it's going up, it makes the premium less to you. So right now, there's 3 coins that I recommend. That's the South African Krugerrand, the Philharmonic out of Austria, and then the Britannia out of England, silver coins, 1 ounce, and all those are $3.50 over spot. And I tell you, it is historically a high number over spot to buy it, but the wholesalers will not sell it for less, not going to, because they know it's going to go to 30. They feel it's going to go to 30 next year. And why in the world would they sell something less when they know they can just hold it and make a great return on their investment? But because there are obligations to dealers like me of X amount of quantity a year, and we're guaranteeing that we'll buy X amount. So just watch the silver premiums, because I think you're going to see them start back up. I think you're going to see silver at spot over 26, 27, even by January. And in the first quarter, it would not shock me to see $30 taken out. Everything is moving toward and away from paper investments. And let me make one last comment. We'll get on the economics. Platinum, I've given y'all 2 buy signals in 2 years. One at 680 and one at 760 per ounce. Today it's 1100. And palladium has come from 24 down to 2100, just as I predicted to you to get when platinum was sitting there at 700 and palladium at 24, 2600, 6 times more than platinum was. Now it's double. It's just double. And it's going to continue to close the gap as palladium will come down and platinum will come up. And if we keep inflating the economy, monetizing debt, printing money out of thin air, you're going to see the gap even narrow more. It's not bad to have some platinum. My favorite form of platinum is the U.S. Eagle, but it's 9% over. There's some bars we can get you for 6 to 7% over, but either one are fine, because if you bought the Eagles and paid the extra premium, you're going to get it back on the back end, most of it. So it's still not a bad way to do it whatsoever. So now we've talked about the gold, the silver, the ratios. My prediction that we'll see gold in the first quarter, 1940, 1970 range. And then in the second quarter, I think we'll take out 2000. Where to go from there will depend on a lot of things. Silver, you need to be buying to get the percentage you want in your portfolio, because the cost over spot to us is not going to come down and may even go up. So I would get after that, and then the platinum I've just done. Now, let's take a quick look at current news economically and what's out there in the world. First of all, it's hard to believe I would say this even a year ago, but cryptocurrencies are accepted across, and we're seeing that major real estate closings worldwide are now being closed with cryptocurrencies. Who would have ever thought this was even possible? Now we have Wall Street going, I think there's 12 ETFs on the street right now that you can buy those, and they've been approved by the stock exchanges. So you can go in and the Securities Exchange Commission. You can go in there today and buy those and have a play in there and not worry about having nothing to back it, because you do have Wall Street buying it and backing it. So certainly that's comfort for a lot of you. Others still don't understand it, and I understand that you don't understand it, and you may not be willing to want to understand it. But at least it's happening because people do not want U.S. dollars. They just don't want them. Over the weekend, we were shocked to hear that China now is the wealthiest country in the world. In the history of the world, China is the wealthiest country in the world right now, including America, that has 5 times more people. We have 330 million. They have 1,500,000,000 people. So you could argue, well, they have less per person. Big deal. That's not who controls the investments. It's big news as to where they are going to put their money. They've been buying American real estate for years. they've been buying cryptocurrencies. They quit doing that because they found better alternatives. And it's going to continue to get better as we approach stagflation, as we see inflation going up, but it still won't make the economy go. The economy's still doing nothing. We're printing trillions of dollars, not billion, trillions, and the economy won't go. And I think it's going to get worse. So we're going to have that stagflation coming at us for some time down the road. And you just have to realize that, which leads me and others. I mean, I read an article today by Morgan Stanley, one of the biggest Wall Street firms, predicting a drop in the S&P for 500 for next year, as much as 10 to 20%. And then they're flipping, saying the Japanese stock market's going to be the place to be. And a couple of guys that I work with my portfolio are telling me, one's telling me, yes, that's right. He thinks Japan's going to be the best stock market for next year. And there's going to be some currency play. And the U.S. dollar right now has shocked me as well as you by going, it got down to 92.68. And we've talked about many times, if it ever got below 92, it would free fall down all the way to 72 over a period of time. And we know that every time the dollar goes down 1%, gold goes up 4%. That's been the history of it. That's what's happened. But here's what's happened in the last 2 months. Gold, I mean, we've seen the dollar index go up to 95.5. And people are more emails about that than anything. Mr. Cloud, what is going on? How can that happen? Here's how it's happening. The thing I just foretold you about, the stock market going down and people getting out of stocks, they don't know where to go. They don't want to go to cryptocurrencies yet. They own gold and silver, or they are buying gold and silver. But you just got to watch that right now they're putting their money into treasuries. So they're buying treasury bills, treasury notes, treasury bonds of different maturities and putting them there, and it's taking the pressure off the Fed, and all this debt is being monetized and rolled over. They're easier to get because people don't care what they get. They're not worried about what they get. They're not moving it into treasury bills or treasury bonds or treasury notes to make a profit. They're doing it to preserve what they've got. Now that's going to change. It's going to change next year big time. You're going to see them give up, and you're going to see that value of 95 to 1 going to come back down and test that 92 range that I've been talking about. It's still only 4.5%, something like that. The dollar needs to drop before everything breaks loose again. We've also seen a startling report this week that since Biden has been president, there's been 40% more currency printed than in the history of the United States. 40%. Now, you're sitting there scratching your head like me. Why in the world does he want to put physical cash out there when we're being told by the Congress and the Congress people that they want to go to a digital currency in the U.S., and you would get a huge haircut? Because if they went just one day and said, every dollar you have in the bank is going to be reset at 70 cents on the dollar, 75. So if you're holding physical currency, they're going to have you a charge to turn it in, and you're going to be made to put it in to that currency. So best thing I can tell you is keep the money in cash and treasury bills that you need for the next month or two. The rest of it, you need to get into gold, silver, platinum, diamonds with liquidity. That you watch what Jacques Verheijen and I had to say about that. If you didn't, please go back there with Steve and look at the video we did about a month ago about icecap.diamonds, icecap.diamonds. You need to look at it and then certainly give me a call. At that point, you can reach me in addition to the 800 on my cell phone at 678-232-1948. Once again, 678-232-1948. $1.48. But just watch for the world to change dramatically next year. The dollar will come back down as people start repositioning that money out of treasuries into gold, into silver, into cryptocurrencies, and into diamonds that now have instant liquidity. Just over the 4 months of this program in diamonds, our customers are already up double digits net to them. And it's amazing what's going on. And I just want to be sure you look at icecap.diamonds before you call me and we talk about it, and you'll talk to me about it personally, because I'm the one that has been in diamonds since 1975, a year before I started National Numismatic Associates, that I've owned for nearly 46 years. So hopefully the economics you've looked at, you've heard, you understand what's coming down the road. We're already starting to see it. I really appreciate the kind emails I get from you, and I want to keep sending them. And when I do another one of these in about 6 weeks, we try to do them, I'll address your questions. But hopefully today I've addressed the emergency immediate questions that have been asked about gold, silver, platinum, the U.S. dollar, the cryptocurrencies, the ice cap diamonds. I've covered it all. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I wish each one of you a very happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for each of you. I'm thankful for good health. Thankful for the good Lord for what He's blessed me with. And I just want to continue to be of as much service as I possibly can be in the latter years of my career. So with that, I'll sign out from SRS Rocco and hope to see you again in 6 weeks.